The Adimlabs progress report on my new printer. That was a test piece. That was a temperature set for it, 195-70, and it went quite quickly, quite easily. You can see it here. That's in Repetier, and gone along smoothly and finished. Steady and reasonable finish. Bit grainy in places, you can see it again here, but there's where the first turn up was happening. You can see it's now sticking in the bottom left hand corner there. In the middle bit now it's raised, and that was with the white, and I just laid the mat down. I was testing to see if I can get a springy clip for a battery pack. That's why I was printing it so thin. That was the first print. This was the second print. These didn't work, couldn't get them off of there. They were trashed. That was the third print, and this one was lifting as well, and that was the finished thing when it came off. Quite reasonable. Except at the back you could see it. It's grainy. It was. I didn't know what that was at the time. I thought that was just temperature, the filament getting pulled, and that's what was causing all this. But that's not what it was. Temperature for that, certainly. But there were more than one problem, and it took a while to actually figure it out. And you can see it, tiny wee splits in there as well. That's judder. Vibration. Now, I set the fill off on this, and yet it went in. And this was a reasonable attempt. This was even better, smoother. You see that? That's quite large. And I had a problem. It caused a blob when I was actually changing that to gold. And because they were done by meshes, and the circles were done by meshes in the CAD program, it was no better than this. That was the first black one I printed, and that was the last one, and I thought I'd cracked it, because look at that, just minor little ripples through it. And of course that's ghosting or judder, shake. But with such a big gantry, and there it is again. Look at this, uneven, breaking up. Again, I didn't get it. I thought it was all just heat. That one worked too, reasonable. I wouldn't say that was a failure. Now, when this one started, I thought, oh, I've cracked it. And there's that fill again. Gold worked, but as you can see, by the time it got to the top layer, it did not do a smooth layer at the top of it. I tried these casings to go over the leveling knobs, and look at the mess of it. And it started breaking up. The higher it got, the more the judder was kicking through. Again, the white was behaving itself. I was going back and forth to check what this was, but even the white had its failures. I thought it was just a black, but look at that. Torn to bits, cutting through its own prints. Again, nice start, then just started ripping up. It knocked itself off. Look at the big holes in the top of that. I still didn't get it, but the higher it was printing, the more it was in that draft. And what was stopping the thing from going nuts here was arming the way of the draft. The temperature was 200 by 70. And look at it, I thought I'd cracked it. I thought, oh, finally, got it. Then 200 by 80. Couple of fails in there that are not in here. And went back to this to get it finished. And, mind your fingers, you can see that started coming off the plate again. I'd got it down to 190 by 60. I thought I was cracking it. Then it still was left in, so let's no show the kids at home this one. And you can see here, once the temperature was sorted, you could see the ghosting. See all the ripples? That is how much shake there is. It makes a heck of a noise. So the only way to get rid of that is to do that, because I've tightened all the wheels up, I've leveled the bed with levels, and it's still doing this. But this time I'm getting tired of the machine. Even when it was behaving, I was still having to go back in and stick one corner down. I hadn't found the draft at this time. And you can see how smooth it is at every other point, 185 to 55. Now, this, I thought, has done it. And it did. Bit of a wonky start, but it finished. And I even had to learn, because the gold melted on another one, and the temperature was too high. The gold just turned to mush. So there's no, for that black, there's no fan on it. These are all the ones that worked. They are all the failures. And it works out. I've actually got more rubbish than I have finished product. And you can see it there. Now that one, it actually did well. That was the one that worked. And you can see a middle line, and it's on quite a lot of them. And that's the head dipping down to the plate and getting raised and lowered. That's how much of a judder there is. And it's consistently at one point, so it's on the arm. The x-axis, yeah, they're the successes, the white successes. So, and even that one was turning up. That one had blob. None of them are perfect, except that last one there. It was turning out really, really good. I just got the temperature wrong on the gold, and forgot to put the fan back on until about halfway through the gold. So it's a bit mushy. So I now know I can print as thin a casing as I need for to actually finish this. That's what I needed the black for, is to get this done. And I've got to move that spring, which is what I was testing that wee flexible white bit for, was to make sure I can make a spring on the other side of it, on the bottom side of it, so it fits in that unit at the back of it, the pickup for the guitar. And yes, I got that hot with the heating in there. I was sitting in my shorts and my t-shirt and that's the goods. Onto this.